of a 4-game series between the Padres and Phillies from Citizens Bank Park. Certainly a very emotional pregame here. And these fans and teams prepare now for game one of the set in front of what has been a very emotional crowd already. But a beautiful day and a beautiful evening here, especially for this time of year in Pennsylvania. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Padres. With a lefty on the mound for the opposition, that means Scott Hairston at the top of the order, playing center field, followed by Eckstein and Giles. Adrian Gonzalez, career .417 hitter against Cole Hamels. Chase Headley now in that familiar 5 spot, followed by Kuzmanoff at third. Hundley catching, Luis Rodriguez, and the pitcher Chris Young is batting ninth. We talked about it in the open. The crooked numbers on the scoreboard, including a 5-run third last night in New York, have really been a friend of the offense.
And anytime you mention Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, the first thing out of people's mouths is that what a hitter's park it is. The ball flies here at this ballpark. Well, you're absolutely right. But the thing is, you talk to all the hitters, they say, you know what, I can't start uppercutting. I have to have the same swing. If I put a good swing on it, square it up, chances are it has a chance to go.
2002 Rancho Bernardo High School grad Cole Hamels on the hill for Philadelphia.
He was Mr. Everything last year. If you're a baseball fan, you know about all the awards. You know about the innings pitched last year. Those 227-plus innings were the most of his professional career. Now, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Cole Hamels reacts. He had a little bit of an elbow problem in spring training. The velocity when Cole Hamels is healthy, about 92, 93. But recently, it's been to the mid-80s, about 88. And that might be a factor for the left-hander tonight.
And the defense behind Hamels for the Phillies in the outfield, Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth. And on the infield, Feliz, Rollins, Utley, and Ryan Howard's 19 miscues, the most among first basemen a year ago. And Chris Coast doing the catching.
No, Ryan Howard may have had 19 errors last year, but I tell you what, I'll bet you those errors did not factor in a Phillies loss. And if it did result in an opposition's run, I'll bet you he knocked in 2 that game to take care of that.
Take him out of the lineup then,
yeah,
huh?
Right.
Well, we're ready to go from Philadelphia. It's great to have you with us. Scott Hairston, the center fielder, steps in to start this game. Inning 368 with a home run and 5 RBIs. We hope you enjoy the telecast from here on the East Coast, and that your weekend's off to a good beginning. First pitch from Hamels on the way, and a check swing foul past first. The Padres take 2 of 3 in New York. Now the first of 4 from Philadelphia, and a fastball inside to Hairston. Cole Hamels was the MVP of the National League Championship Series and the World Series a year ago. Goes off speed, and can I call that his bread and butter right there?
Absolutely. And, you know, if the velocity starts to climb for Cole Hamels, it's going to make that changeup even more effective as we take a look. Great arm action over the top, and Scott Hairston way out in front. Along with that changeup, he throws a curveball and a fastball. More fastball changeup, though.
Towards left center field, and that's going to get down all the way to the fence near the 387 mark, where it's picked up by Victorino. Hairston, a turn at second, but he'll hold up with a game leadoff double.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame show, how the Padres scoring runs, crooked numbers in innings this year. They are on the verge with this leadoff double of putting at least 1 up. And I believe that was another changeup. And here's the factor. When you throw a changeup, a great changeup, Cole Hamels has a great changeup. But to make it effective, the fastball has to be significantly harder. The velocity of the fastball isn't there right now.
Eckstein bunts, barehanded by Phillies, who throws out Eckstein, and Hairston advances over to third. A 5-3 sacrifice for the first out of the game. So a first inning chance here for the Padres with Brian Giles up. Ball one down and in.
See the infield, this situation. Leadoff double. They got him over. Now it's a chance for Brian Giles to get him in. Two chances for the Padres to get him in. The infield back on the right side. Shortstop conceding that run. A little game of pepper to the infielders or a fly ball to the outfield results in a point.
That's into shallow center field. Victorino coming on, makes the catch. Hairston bluffs a tag, a throw blocked by Coast, but by that time Hairston had held up, and there's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, you don't want to end the first inning on a double play. A fly ball to the outfield and out at the plate, especially when you've got Adrian Gonzalez coming up. Coast doing everything he can to get that. Watch how he moves up. He moves up on that ball to catch it on the short hop, squares up the shoulders, and Scott Hairston deking going nowhere.
Yeah, not a great throw from Victorino, but certainly not hit deep enough to take a chance there. And it falls to Adrian Gonzalez with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch, maybe a little low for ball one. To left field. Ibanez racing in towards the line and gets there in fair territory. So the Phillies, who had allowed a first inning run in 6 of their first 8 games, see the Padres threaten, but they do not score. And strand Hairston at third. The Padres do not score. Scoreless into the bottom of the first as the Phillies come up. Let's take a look at the starting 9 for Charlie Manuel's Phillies. Chase Utley batting in the 3 spot, already with 5 multi-hit games on the season and is 4th in the National League with a .393 batting average, and Ryan Howard hitting behind him in that cleanup spot. Rollins leads off. Switch hitting shortstop. Ball one outside. Our pitching profile brought to you in part by H&R Block. When you've got H&R Block, you've got people, and Chris Young makes start number 3.
And he's gotten better and better. I know he's only had 2 starts, one against the Dodgers and one against the Giants, but his last outing was outstanding.
Rollins, who comes in hitting just .111, may have broken his bat, but drops it into right field for a leadoff single.
This pitch was right down the middle, but I think Chris Young got squeezed on the first pitch of the game. That looked like a pretty good pitch, so Rollins just sitting fastball. You might see some more curveballs tonight. You might see more curveballs tonight, I should say, from Chris Young. He throws a fastball and a slider primarily.
Victorino squares and takes ball 1. .219 average for the switch hitting Victorino. Rollins draws a throw. Rollins without a stolen base hit on the season. Victorino takes a strike. Padres missed a chance in the top half. Leadoff double by Hairston. He was at third with 1 out. Quick snap throw and a closer play, but Rollins dives back in.
Well, so much going on here for the Phillies. Rollins, speed. Victorino can put the ball in play. Good bat control from the left side. Runs quickly to first base, getting down that line. Oh, he's going. Did you see him leaning?
Indeed, he gets back.
And a long set by Chris Young, which I like. When you get a runner over at first base, watch Rollins. He's saying about going. Yeah. No. Guys that like to run really hate it when a pitcher sets for a long time because they get antsy.
Two balls and a strike.
We've got a tight zone tonight.
I was just saying, it's looking very tight here to begin the game, isn't it? Tight zone. There's Slas Diaz, the plate umpire. Two-one pitch from Chris Young. Off the outside corner. But Jimmy Rollins has not attempted a steal yet this year. A guy who stole 47 bases in 50 attempts a year ago. See if he's got running on his mind here. There he goes. Pulled foul into the seats.
Another good chance that Victorino may see a fastball here with the count 3-2. Put that runner in motion. Although Chris Young has confidence in that slider.
Rollins runs. Pulled down the line and right. Foul. Rollins was almost all the way to third base by the time that ball was rattling around in the right field corner, but it was foul.
Tough for the fans down the right field line to see. A lot of them thought that ball was fair because they were blocked. If you go up into the stands.
Rollins takes off again. Ground ball past Adrian into right field. Rollins on his way to third. Giles' throw will come into second base, and the Phillies have runners at the corners with nobody out.
This ball was hit sharply. Adrian holding on, then shuffles off. Ball hit sharply. And Victorino was getting out in front of Chris Young. Two foul balls on the right field line, then keeping that one fair. See, this is where the Phillies can hurt you. Rollins, Victorino, speed, bat control. Now you get the big boys coming up to the plate.
Utley at .393, fourth in the National League.
Wasn't this guy supposed to be out till the All-Star break, for crying out loud?
Talk about a quick healer.
Oh my gosh.
A home run, 5 RBIs. He has a chance to give the Phillies the early lead. Victorino on the move. The pitch, a ball, throw to second. Nowhere in time, and Victorino gets his first stolen base. Could be a really busy night for Nick Hundley.
Yes. You see, not even that big of a lead for Shane Victorino, and the reason that is because guys with the good speed, if they can get a good jump, they don't need to get that extra lead.
Well, the only successful steals for the Phillies coming into this game, Utley with 2. He hits one deep to right, and that's out of here. Second of the year for Chase Utley. And for the second straight night, the Padres fall behind 3-0 in the first.
had hip surgery in November. Everybody was writing about how Chase Utley wouldn't be able to play in spring training. He wouldn't be ready for the season opener. Well, guess who's hip now? This guy's good. That's upper tank. Second tank. Wow.
Nobody out for Ryan Howard. Off-speed pitch and a high strike. Well, the Padres fought back from an early hole last night. Can they do the same tonight? He went around. Could not hold up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ryan Howard, 1 home run on the year after a National League leading 48 a year ago and a league high 146 RBIs.
Ryan Howard's lost 25 pounds from last year.
You could just look at it, look at him facially, and you can tell that.
Yeah. Still got some serious pop, though. Looks good.
Got him to reach for it. The strikeout of Howard, and 1 out in the Phillies first.
Well, Ryan Howard's going to punch out. There's no doubt about that. You can mark that down. But he will put the ball out of the ballpark, and he will get some big hits also. Out in front of an off-speed pitch. Looked like it'd be either a curveball or a backdoor slider from Chris Young.
Yeah, 199 strikeouts last year for Howard.
Ouch, babe.
That's his 8th strikeout of the season. In this, their 9th game of the year. Phillies are 4-4 on the season, 3.5 games out in the National League East. Padres come in at 7-3, tied for first with the Dodgers in the West. Ibanez takes a ball high. CY falling behind the Phillies hitters here, has not thrown a first pitch strike yet.
This guy could be dangerous. Raul Ibanez, I think, what a great pickup for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's going to add a little bit more in left field with Pat Burrell gone. I mean, Pat the Bat, you know, he went through some ups and downs here in Philadelphia, but had a good career here as a Philly. I would have to say that. But this guy's a great hitter. Works the count. He got to that ball nicely down the left field line in that first inning.
Yeah, perhaps a ball that Pat Burrell would not have gotten to. And had that fallen in, would have been an RBI for Adrian Gonzalez in the top of the first. As it was, Padres did not score after the leadoff double by Hairston. Fouled back. Pat Burrell now with the Rays. And Raul Ibanez now here with the Phillies.
Well, we understand from some of the Philly people here that Pat Burrell was here for the ring ceremony when they received their World Series rings from last year. The loudest ovation was given to Pat Burrell.
Wow, good for him.
Yep.
And good for the Philly fans. They got their rings last Wednesday. 3-2 pitch misses. And Young walks Ibanez. Chris Young came in with a 1.38 ERA, 7th best in the National League. He's already tallied 23 pitches here in the bottom of the first with only 1 out recorded. Right-handed hitting Jason Worth.
See, that's the thing about this Philly lineup. Howard might strike out a lot. You know, Worth has a tendency to strike out once in a while. But Ibanez sandwiched in there, a good professional hitter from the left side. Once again, another tough lineup for the Padres to face, like they did in New York. And they can be pitched to. That's my point. And they proved that. The Padres proved that in that series in New York, taking 2 out of 3.
It's inside. 2 balls and a strike. Chris Young came in having allowed just 2 earned runs on the season in 13 innings pitched. 3 earnings allowed here in the first so far on the Chase Utley 3-run home run to right. Courtesy toss to check on Ibanez. .313 average with a home run for Jason Worth. On the move, Ibanez. It's in the air towards right center field. Coming in, Hairston and Giles. Bryant makes the catch. Throws back behind the runner, but Ibanez able to get back. Ibanez taking off on the pitch. Nearly got doubled up.
That's where the middle infielders will pull a little bit of a deke. Off and running. You know what Ibanez did in flash look? Did you see Eckstein at second base? Did you see him go across the bag and do the little hop like he was getting the double play ball? I did not see Ibanez flash look. As a hitter, or as a runner rather, if you got the sign to go and then you hear crack of the bat, you got to try to pick up that baseball or watch the hitter.
Well, he takes off again, and no chance for Hundley, who had trouble coming up with it. So Ibanez swipes second.
Decent jump by Ibanez, but the ball in the dirt. Nick Hundley does not know where it's at.
And once again, Chris Young falls behind the hitter. 0 for 7 as far as first pitch strikes. The 1-0 to Phillies. 2-0.
Well, let's keep it at 3, right? The Padres proved before, like you mentioned in New York.
Delgado hit a 440-foot home run off Jake Peavy in the first inning last night. Padres able to come back.
And guess who the winning pitcher was?
Jake Peavy. Jake had a 44-pitch first last night.
Wow. Well, Chris Young wears number 32. What's he at right now? 31? I was going to say how ironic that would have been if Jake Peavy threw 44 the other night.
Darren Balsley out of the dugout. Well, Rollins began it with a single. Victorino singled. Utley homered. A strikeout of Howard. Ibanez walked. Worth flied out, a walk to Phillies with the catcher Coast coming up, a visit to Young.
You know the one thing about Chris Young, he's not going to make excuses. He's going to say, you know what, I didn't make good pitches. Sometimes it takes a guy, it doesn't matter who it is, to get in to sink that first inning.
The catcher Coast. There's a first pitch strike. Their everyday catcher Carlos Ruiz out with injury. So they've shuffled their catching. Coast getting the start tonight. They have a young catcher Marson also seeing some time. Ball and a strike. Two on, 2 outs, and 3 runs in the Phillies first. Hundley giving it a look, but it's back into the seats.
I think this guy falls into your category, Mark Neely.
Spent a lot of time down in the bushes, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. You spent 18 years in the bushes. Chris Coast spending a lot of time in the minor leagues. A lot of bus ride stories, I'm sure.
Frankie De La Cruz heating now the Padres pen. 2-2. Chris Coase actually began his career in independent ball. Spent 4 years in Fargo. Made his big league debut. The Phillies in 06. And it's a full count. Ibanez and Phillies will be running with the pitch. CY nearing 40 pitches here in the first. A big 3-2 to Coast. Out of play.
You know, first of all, you really have to root for a guy like Chris Coast as far as making it to the big leagues and persevering all those years, especially as a catcher.
A lot of wear and tear.
And then the timing being impeccable of being with the club last year. Getting a World Series ring out of the deal and a full share.
Line over Kuzmanov, just fair. Scoring Ibanez. Phillies headed home. It's picked up by Headley. A 2-run double for Coast. And it's 5-0. That ball was inches fair inside the foul line and left.
Chris Young wanted it down and away. That ball leaked outer third, maybe a little bit towards the middle of the plate, and just out of the reach of Kuzmanov. And as you mentioned, Mark, just inside the line.
Pitcher Cole Hamels takes a strike. Only one at bat on the year at his first start against the Rockies. Down the line and left. Headley out of room. It's in the seats, foul. Well, the weather's nice here in Philadelphia. This bottom of the first has turned a bit ugly.
A great day today walking downtown Philadelphia.
A 40-plus pitch inning here for Chris Young in the first. 1-2. Towards center field, long run for Hairston, but he's going to get there and make the catch. He had him played the other way. Hamels hit it to straightaway center, but the Phillies score 5 times in the first. Well, the 5 runs scored by the Phillies in the first, the most runs scored by a Padres opponent in a single inning this season. A 43-pitch first for Chris Young.
I'm not going to say that it's like Coors Field here in Philadelphia, because Coors Field can be a joke. We all know that. But especially 5 in the first in this ballpark.
A lot of baseball to be played here.
Oh, my goodness. You've got to go out there like it's nothing as a pitcher.
Against the Phillies staff that is next to last in the National League in ERA. And there's a stab by the third baseman, Phillies, to Rob Headley. Chase, coming off a 4-hit night last night, was sniffing one there, but he gets robbed by the Phillies third baseman.
Great play by Phillies, especially when your team scores a 5 spot and then the Phillies takes away a possible double. a very good infield here in Philadelphia.
Phillies defense right now ranked 4th in the National League. They've committed only 3 errors so far on the season. Kuzminoff at 194 with a couple of runs batted in. Hamels 0-1. Jammed him right back to the hill. 2 gone. Bases are empty.
You've heard of the expression getting in the guy's kitchen? It's exactly what Cole Hamels did to Kevin Kuzminoff. Right in on the knuckles.
Hundley takes high for ball 1. Right at 300 on the season. Two 2-0. Nick swings through that one. Got a pretty decent rip on 2-0. Base is empty. 2 outs in the San Diego second. That's hit well, but Victorino angling back makes the catch. Padres go down in order. Hamels is set down 6 in a row. That was a 10-pitch inning for Cole Hamels.
Hey fans, be at Petco Park on Saturday, April 25th as we take on the Pirates at 7:05 and take home your own Padres 1969 replica jersey.
Indeed, Scott, all fans receive a Padres 1969 replica jersey presented by Petco. Your Padres will also wear their 1969 uniforms for this game. And get your tickets online at Padres.com. That's a great sign right there.
Absolutely it is.
And the Whitey part, referencing Richie Ashburn.
Yep. Longtime partner of Harry Callis in the radio booth.
Who passed away how many years ago now?
It's been a while.
Time goes so fast now. I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, but I may be totally wrong on that. But more than that? About 10 or 11 now, we're told. That's bounced by Rollins. Juggled deck. Still has time and gets him at first.
I've got to share a Harry story.
Please do.
Harry Callis. First of all, just mentioning his name brings a smile and a chuckle to you. But we would sit in the dining room here and have dinner. And Harry would bring his tray and he'd sit down and go, "Bud, how you doing?" You know, he was from Chicago, and I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and I was born in Aurora, Illinois. And every time he saw me, he would say, "Mud, Aurora, Illinois." And of course, I would chuckle. And I'd say, "Hey, H, how you doing?" And we'd sit down. And I would say, "Harry, you have to do this for me at least one time, please. For me, give me a Campbell's Chunky Soup." Yeah. And he would just stop. He'd go, "Campbell's Chunky Soup." And I would just die laughing from the commercial. It was awesome.
Oh. Shane Victorino. The 0-2 pitch from Chris Young. Blooped out in the right field with Giles in to make the catch.
Did you ever meet Harry?
I met Harry, but I can't claim him as a good friend or a friend because, you know, with the ESPN games, you're in and you're out. You never really get a chance to get to know anybody really well.
Yep.
I do know his son Todd well enough. There's Todd. In fact, one of the first minor league jobs I had in Louisville, Kentucky, I actually replaced Todd, and Todd had replaced Joe Buck. The job was created for Joe, and then Todd took it, and then I replaced Todd in Louisville, Kentucky. But Chase Utley blasted one into the second deck. in right field in the first inning. 3-run shot. Well, he's at 500 ribbies in his career. We saw Carlos Delgado with a 3-run homer in the first last night go over 1,500 RBIs in his career with that home run. We need to end that streak tomorrow of 3-run homers from the opposition in the first. Padres do. Here's the 2-0 to Utley. High towering pop fly. I don't think Hairston sees it. He's racing in the shortstop out, and it is caught by Luis Rodriguez. Much better frame for Chris Young. An 8-pitch inning there after a 43-pitch first. Our look at opponents' history brought to you in part by San Diego County Credit Union, your local financial partner for over 70 years. 92-70 record last season. Won the World Series, their second title in franchise history, 1980 being their first when they beat the Royals, beat the Rays a year ago. 8-9 and 1 hitters in the Padres third. 5-0 Phillies, all the scoring in the bottom of the first.
You could talk a lot about the rotation of the Philadelphia Phillies because of their success last year. I'll get.
That's down the line and left. Ibanez at the fence and gone. First of the year for Luis Rodriguez. And the Padres are on the board. It's 5-1. Fifth RBI of the year for Rodriguez.
I should start stories more often in the middle of a pitch, huh?
If that's going to get it done, do it.
Well, the 2-run shots are nice, the 3-run shots, but that's a good start to try to chip away here. Number 8 hitter, Luis Rodriguez. Going to the second row.
That is the 21st home run allowed by Phillies pitching this year, and they're playing in their 9th game.
Wow.
This is their 4th game at home. So a lot of that damage has come on the road. And yes, they have had a series at Colorado.
I was going to mention about the rotation being successful last year. 4.2 ERA overall. They were 7th in the National League. A 59-47 record. But their bullpen was awesome last year.
Terrific.
Great bullpen. Of course, Brad Lidge, 48 for 48 in save opportunities.
The strikeout of Chris Young, first K of the game for Cole Hamels. Back to the top of the order. Scott Hairston began the game with a double to left center, who was stranded at third base. Hits one towards right center field. Victorino on the move with Worth, and it's Jason Worth who makes the catch in front of the warning track. That's another ball hit very well, though, by Hairston. 2 outs. Avalanche heating and cooling. Your comfort is our priority. Most home runs allowed this season. We update this right to the second. Phillies have allowed 21. The Orioles giving up 21. Twins 18. The Tribe, Tigers, and Rangers have allowed 15 apiece. Charlie Manuel.
Charlie's a beauty.
He is. You think about the city of Philadelphia, and I don't want to engage too much in stereotypes, but let's do.
I know what you're.
If you think of your average Philly type person,
yep,
that's not it right there.
No,
that's the opposite of a Philly guy right there. But he is now loved and cherished by all Philly fans, bringing home a world title for them. The next time, fans, 2 Ks in the inning for Hamels, with the leadoff home run for Luis Rodriguez. Did turn into a 9-pitch inning for Cole Hamels. 5-1 Phils after 2.5. City Hall here in Philadelphia. In fact, you and I picked up the train at City Hall coming down here today.
Our hotel is right across the street from City Hall. I love coming here.
Luis Rodriguez, first home run of the season, the lone Padres tally. It's 5-1 Phillies into the last of the third. Ryan Howard, the cleanup hitter, leads off. Fanned his first time, but you just saw he has been hot in the last several games. He can get hot in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, in the postseason, he kind of scuffled early in the series, and then he wakes up before you know it. They've got the ring.
You know, timing's everything. I remember one year coming in here, it was either last year or the year before. Oh, Ryan Howard, he can't hit his way out of a wet paper bag. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat right now. Well, guess what happened in that series? He had like two or three,
probably, huh?
Yeah, 2 or 3 home runs, drove in like 12. I believe it was 08 last year.
One and two on Ryan Howard, who's followed by Ibanez and Worth in the Phillies' third. A 5-run first for Philadelphia. A 3-run homer in that inning from Utley and a 2-run double from Chris Coast. The Luis Rodriguez solo shot for the Padres run. Two counts. Got him off speed. Both strikeouts for CY tonight. Ryan Howard has been the victim.
And both on the breaking ball. But the first strikeout in the first inning was a breaking ball away. This one splits the heart of the plate down. You cannot get hurt down there.
Well, 5 in a row retired by Chris Young here as he faces Raul Ibanez and throws a first pitch strike.
Yeah, I've seen this from Chris Young before. Have a little blip on the radar screen, a little bit of a fluke of an inning, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's got 4 scoreless innings, throwing fewer pitches.
That's to left field. Headley took a look at the fence, gets to the warning track, reaches, can't come up with it. Grabbed by Hairston on his way to third. Ibanez, he's in with a slide.
That ball was badly played. Badly played in left field. This is a routine fly ball that should have been caught. I mean, look, he's drifting. Still plenty of room. And when I say routine, I don't mean he was camped under it, but that had the look of getting plenty of time to get back there to make an easy catch.
Scored a triple for Ibanez, his first of the year. Perhaps is that an instance where obviously left field and its short porch well known around baseball here. Maybe that got in Chase's head a bit here.
Maybe. And I cannot speak for Chase Headley right now, but it is somewhat dusk. It looked like he had a bead on that ball. It did not look like he lost the ball. But I was always told by people, by outfielders, you get back, you sprint back to as far as you can if you feel the ball is going to be hit well and deep. The drifting part is when you get into trouble, because as that ball starts to come down, you realize, oh my gosh, I really got to get on my horse now, and that's when everything goes haywire.
Infield is in with Ibanez at third and 1 out, fouled off by Worth. Worth fly to right in his first at bat in the first inning. Shallow center. Can the infield get back? Eckstein got it. What a play. The runner holds at third. Infield in, and Eckstein looking over his shoulder. Oh, probably went about 60 feet into the outfield grass to make this play.
And Scott Hairston in center field, respecting the power of Jason Worth. Wow, David Eckstein had his number to the infield. He had to curl back towards the first baseline. You can see him starting to go more to his right. He makes a nice two-handed grab.
Strike one to Pedro Phillies, who walked and scored in the first inning. Oh, and 2.
You know, Chris Young has the capability of getting out of this inning by striking out the next 2 hitters if he's out with that slider.
Brings the 0-2 pitch. Up high. Got a strikeout of Howard to begin the frame. The Ibanez triple. Worth popping out to Eckstein, and now Feliz with 2 away. The 1-2 pitch. Reaching, and he loops it into left, base hit. 6-1 Phillies. 5th RBI of the year for Pedro Feliz.
A slider, and he went down and got it. Ugly swing, but nice result for Pete Happy. So Pedro Feliz drives in a run.
Phillies 3 for 5 now with runners in scoring position tonight. Chris Coase doubled home 2 in the first inning and fouls this back. Six runs on 6 hits for the Phillies. Padres 1 run, 2 hits.
It's too bad. See why I couldn't get the punch out there, you know, to make it 2 outs and runner at third. Pitch number 70 coming for Chris Young.
Here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Down the left field line, fair, bouncing towards the corner. Headley cuts it off in foul territory. Feliz to third. Coast has his 2nd double of the game. Coast came in hitting a .143, and he's 2 for 2.
You know, that ball, that pitch had some nice tilt on it. It was just up too much. And 2 times in a row, Philly hitters have gone down and gotten a breaking ball and pulled it for base hits.
Four of the 7 Phillies hits have gone for extra bases. Pitcher Cole Hamels. Young out of the full windup. Hamels puts a charge into one into center field, but Hairston with room in front of the track. Phillies had a run on 3 hits and strand a pair at the end of 3 from Citizens Bank Park. It's 6-1 Philadelphia. Time again for our Aflac trivia question, and tonight involves Harry Kalas. What's unusual about Harry Kalas's call of the last out of the 1980 World Series? It's, I guess, more of an essay question tonight. Here is the final out of 1980. Tug McGraw striking out Willie Wilson of the Royals. And the Phillies won their first ever World Series at that point in 1980. So what was unusual about Harry's call of the last out of the 80 World Series? The answer coming up a bit later.
I don't think I know the answer to that one. I mean, I remember watching that game on TV. Obviously, I was a, let's see, junior in high school.
It's a little bit of a trick question. That's the only hint I'll get. Giles leading off. Chomps it on the ground to the second baseman, Chase Utley. One out in the top of the 4th.
Speaking of high school, how about the lookalike of Zac Efron and Cole Hamels doing a nice job He's doing a little High School Musical of himself out there.
Or maybe Zac Efron is taking his look from Cole Hamels.
Yeah.
Cole, a 2002 graduate of Rancho Bernardo High School. Adrian Gonzalez looks at ball one.
Check into the hotel last night. Fire alarm goes off.
Yeah, 1:30 a.m. local time, or 2 a.m. Yeah,
that's great.
It was a nice way to get into town. Another opportunity for Utley. Two outs.
A chance to get settled in the room, and Philadelphia's finest, of course, responding ever so quickly.
Fire department, yeah.
False alarm. But you look at my bedside stand there near my bed, and Philadelphia Style magazine, and Cole Hamels is on the cover.
Really?
In a nice suit. Making it big here in Philly.
He was on the cover of one of the San Diego magazines this past winter.
He's a star. Good kid, too.
Chase asked for time. Had the 0 for 1 with a ground out to third when he led off the second inning. Hit hard right back up the middle and into center field. Chase Headley continuing to swing a hot bat after a 4-hit game last night. Got robbed of a hit by Pedro Feliz a couple of innings ago.
Man, back on Wednesday, 2 hard hit balls right at people. Last night, as you mentioned, Mark, 4 hits. First AB tonight, a nice play taking away extra bases. What can you say about Chase Headley? He's on a tear right now.
And thriving in that 5-hole in the batting order.
Just as a reminder, Jim Lefevre is still coaching over at first base tonight in place of Rick Renteria, who went home for some family matters.
Kuzminoff hit one back to the mound in his first AB. One ball, one strike. A 5-run first for the Phillies. The difference in the game right now. On the inside part to Kuzminoff. Hamels 1-2. Cole Hamels gets his 3rd strikeout. We've played 3.5 in Philadelphia. Phillies lead it by 5. Padres baseball from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tonight. Let's get to our Aflac trivia answer.
Can't wait for this one.
Question was, what was unusual about Harry Callis's call of the last out of the 1980 World Series? And he didn't actually get to broadcast it. He didn't have one. The reason why, he actually was forced to recreate the call of the final out by Tub McGraw in Game 6 of the 80 World Series between the Phillies and Royals. Rollins pops it up. Kuzminoff wanting it in foul territory. And 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Major League Baseball had restrictions on local radio at the time. They were not allowed to broadcast the World Series. Instead, they were forced to air the national broadcast. Thus, Callis was denied the honor of calling the Phillies win live. Here's the interesting part to this. Phillies fans were so outraged afterward that they started a letter writing campaign to the commissioner's office demanding a change to this rule. And the next year, the ban on the local broadcast was lifted. Tough chance for Eckstein, off his glove into center. And Victorino has his 2nd hit. So kudos to the Phillies fans. They got that rule changed.
Now that you tell us the answer and the reason behind it, I now remember hearing Philly fans, friends of mine who grew up on the East Coast, are Philly fans, telling me that story. Yeah, they were ticked. They wanted to hear their guy call the game. A lot of these Phillies fans may have never shook the hand or met Harry Kalas face to face, but you know, coming into their living room or their radio or in their car,
he was family.
Absolutely.
3-run homer in the first for Utley, and he popped out his last time up, 1 for 2. He takes a strike. And you think the 28-year drought from 80 to last year was big for the Phillies fans? Keep this in mind. When they won in 1980, that was their first ever for a franchise that began in 1883. They'd been around nearly 100 years before they won their first, and they didn't get to hear their guy call the final out. So they got a little ticked off, and rightfully so. Utley off to a big start in 2009. He takes it very high from Chris Young. One of the league leaders in on-base percentage, batting average, and his second homer of the year in the first inning tonight, which has given him 8 RBIs on the season. On the run, Victorino, pitch outside, no throw from Hundley. Looked like he had time. Rodriguez, the shortstop, was there covering the base. Victorino gets his second steal of the night.
Always a threat to run, no question about that. Those top 2 guys, it was a big out getting Rollins out. Now Victorino in scoring position.
Luis Perdomo beginning to heat in the Padres bullpen. Made his big league debut a couple of nights ago. Three and 1 on Utley. Bounces it to Adrian. Gonzalez to the bag himself. 2 outs, and Victorino advances to third. It sets up the Chris Young Ryan Howard battle, number 3 of the night. CY has won the first 2 with strikeouts of Howard.
You think Howard might be sitting breaking ball here, maybe for a strike?
He's seen a lot of them so far tonight. Well, he gets a first pitch fastball. He was a little behind it.
A little late. Absolutely.
I think he was sitting breaking ball there. Ah, the cat and mouse game goes on in baseball, huh?
It's a nice little patch that the Phillies are wearing also in memory of Harry Kalas. The HK right on the chest. Nicely done.
Rips it down the line and right. It's got topspin on it. It drops fair. On the track taken by Giles. It's an RBI double for Howard, scoring Victorino. It's 7-1 Phillies for Howard, his 8th run batted in.
Well, the pitch count's starting to get up there for Chris Young. And that might be it for the right-handers. We take a look. It is a breaking ball, but different than the other ones. Oh, right on the chalk. Right on the chalk line. That was a hanging breaking ball.
Young's night finished. His pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. Luis Perdomo coming on for the Padres. Our pitching profile brought to you by RCP Block and Brick. Retaining walls, interlocking pavers, natural stone, everything for your hardscape needs. Create your dream yard today. Visit rcpblock.com. Luis Perdomo makes his second big league appearance.
This might be a situation where Perdomo goes a few innings, maybe a couple at the least, because with the Padres lineup, the way it's working out next half inning, the pitcher will bat third. He might get an at-bat. You never know. Or he might get an inning here and then just spread it out in the bullpen. But the Phil's leading 7-1.
Brain Trust talking it over here, and a lot of things to consider, which you just brought up here, Bud. You've got another 3 games here in Philadelphia to consider, and 2 more in San Francisco before the off day.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what, remember, Buddy was talking to you and I the other day, talking about Perdomo. He's not going to be thrown into a game that's on the line, tie score, late. This would be a great opportunity to get the kid some innings. Maybe 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah, Ibanez takes out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ibanez has scored twice. He's walked and tripled. Perdomo went to his mouth on the mound.
So that is a ball.
Yep. 2 balls and a strike. It's like last night, right? Or was it 2 nights ago in New York? It was cold enough where they could go to their mouth on the mound.
Right. You can blow into your hand, but you cannot lick your fingers.
Right. Okay.
You have to do it off the dirt on the grass, and you have to wipe.
Let's see what happened. Now watch. There, you saw his hand go up to his mouth from behind there, and plate umpire Les Diaz caught it. So that makes this a 3-1 pitch, and low ball 4, walk to Ibanez. Two on, 2 outs for Jason Worth.
I haven't seen Perdomo throw a lot, but one thing is for sure, he's got a live arm, good sinker. Sometimes that front shoulder has a tendency to maybe open up a little bit too soon, rather than keeping that front shoulder square. And what that does is you work underneath the baseball. Sometimes the arm angle drops and you start pushing the baseball. If he can concentrate and stay on top of the baseball, stay closed on that front side and work downhill a little bit, just a tad, staying on top of the baseball, might help him out a little bit. Believe you me, though, Darren Balsley's all over it.
It is low, 2-0. Perdomo made his major league debut. It came against the Mets on Wednesday night. He gave up a home run to the first batter. He faced Carlos Delgado, but went 1 inning, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Three and nothing. Perdomo on in relief. Chris Young, who went 3 2/3, 9 hits, 2 walks, 2 Ks. Swinging. 3-0, pulled foul by Worth. Jason Worth, who in the World Series at .444 against the Rays with a home run and 3 RBIs. Full count. Worth's grandfather, Dick Schofield, who we mentioned just the other night, had the first hit at Shea Stadium, right? While playing for the Pirates. Foul. Actually, there was Ducky Schofield, who was his grandfather, but his uncle Dick, the one who had the first hit for the Pirates at Shea. They got back in the count, but Worth walks. He loads the bases, and Darren Balsley out.
This one was a situation like the other night with Luke Gregerson out on the mound, really having difficulty throwing strikes. Threw 10 balls in a row.
Fairly quick visit, and Pedro Feliz coming up for the Phillies. Bases loaded, 2 outs. A run in the Phillies' 4th. Feliz walked and scored in the 1st. Singled in a run in the 3rd. 5 grannies in his career. He takes strike 1. Center field. Hairston back a couple of steps, hauls it in. Perdomo ends the frame. Phillies, though, add a run and leave them loaded at the end of 4. It's 7-1.
Mid-game recap is brought to you by Murray Lamper Construction. You need to remodel your home. There's only one company to call, the one that does my remodeling, Murray Lamper Construction. Log on to murraylampert.com.
A 5-run first for the Phillies, the big inning. 7-1 Philadelphia as we head into the top of the 5th. Nick Hundley leading off. Swings through that, strike 1. The only Padres run, a leadoff home run in the 3rd from Luis Rodriguez, his first of the year. Luis due up 2nd in this inning. Check swing foul. Cole Hamels gave up 7 earned runs in 3 2/3 innings in his first start of the year, which was at Colorado, making his 2nd start of the season. Even with the Rodriguez home run in the 3rd, I'd say he's found a bit of a groove. He's 2-2 to Hundley. A full count. Still a lot of baseball to play here in this hitter's paradise of Citizens Bank Park. And there's a leadoff walk. Chip away, Mud. Chip away.
I was just going to say, we've seen some crazy things happen, huh?
Yeah.
That's why you can never, pack it in, as they say. Every time I think of comebacks, I think of that game when the Philadelphia Phillies were in L.A. back when Tommy Lasorda was managing. They score like 9 or 10 in the 9th inning to come back and win that ball game after trailing.
Yeah, Tommy was a real happy camper after that one.
That's the game where he, I think he actually fell asleep in the dugout.
You got a shot of that?
During the game. Yeah.
Nobody out of the Padres' 5th, trailing by 6. Luis Rodriguez homered to left, his first time up, his first of the year. Feliz, Utley, and Hundley. The clean slide at 2nd. Utley had it long enough lost it in the exchange, so they get the lead runner Hundley, and Rodriguez reaches on a fielder's choice.
Well, perfect ball placed for Phillies to turn that, and a nice slide. I love a good hard slide, and you know what? That's a play that infielders, have no problem with. That's their job, to get those feet up so they don't get barrel rolled. That's what Nick Hundley's supposed to do.
Well, you mentioned him, Bud. Perdomo, if he could get through that fourth, probably would come out and pitch the fifth. Well, he got through it, and here he is in his first career Major League plate appearance. Bunts it in the air to Howard, who backs up a step and makes a basket catch in fair ground. Two outs. Top of the order, and Scotty Hairston. Padres have 3 hits tonight. Hairston's game leadoff double, the home run by Rodriguez in the third, and a Headley single in the fourth.
Some former Padres coach connection now here with the Phillies. Remember Craig Colbert? Sure. Bench coach, now the advanced scout for the Philadelphia Phillies. Saw him in San Diego recently.
Hairston now hitting .381. Blast it left field. Ibanez watches it sail into the seats. A 2-run home run. Hairston's second of the year. Padres chipping away. Get 2 here and make it 7-3.
I've always felt that in this ballpark, Colorado, if you stay within slam range, you got to like your chances, especially this early in the ball game.
Second baseman David Eckstein.
Oh, you hangy? Oh, he'll bangy. That was a hanger there.
RBI 6 and 7 for Scott Hairston. On a 1-1 pitch.
Put a notch in the shillelagh for Scott Hairston.
And Eckstein on a pitch that was up, lines it into center field for his first hit.
Last 2 hits, elevated pitches. How about a nice cool drink after that round trip for Scotty Hairston?
Just when it seemed like Hamels was rolling right along.
Rich Doobie, the pitching coach for the Phils, having a chat with Cole Hamels. I'm just wondering if it's mechanical or just trying to make him concentrate on keeping the ball down. What he needs to do to make an adjustment to keep the ball down. Could be a number of things. Just take a look at the pitch count.
55 pitches here in the 5th, so not bad really at all for Hamels. We're at a 3-up, 3-down second, a 9-pitch third. Giles batting with 2 outs here in the 5th. Ball 1 is outside. A little check swing flare into left's a base hit. Eck will take a look, but then pull up and bring it back to the bag. Giles singles. 3 consecutive 2-out hits.
And a break, huh? Brian Giles wasn't really sure if he was going to swing at that pitch. Was it up again? Uh-huh. You bet. What was that Phil Collins song, Missed Again?
Ooh, I missed again.
Yeah.
Ooh,
3
I think
times.
I missed again.
Yeah, 3 times he's missed again.
Adrian Gonzalez fouls it back. Adrian, who when he's really going, of course, likes to go the other way. If he can.
You need a yard ball here.
Yeah.
Which would be nice.
Wow.
And I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, it's exactly where I'm going with it.
He can easily go opposite field here in this yard. He can go opposite field in any yard. What am I saying?
Popped foul. He is in the hole here. 2 strikes.
Cole Hamels not afraid to go lefty on lefty change up that we just saw.
Which is going to tail towards the left-handed hitter?
Well, you know, you bring up an interesting point. The traditional lefty on lefty would go down and in. I was talking to Chris Wheeler before the game. He said Cole Hamels can make his changeup go either way.
Wow. Goes fastball in at 89. Adrian flied to left in the first. A ball caught right along the line on the run by Ibanez. Then in the fourth, grounded out to second. 2 on, 2 outs. In the Padre fifth. Check swing. The appeal. Oh, it went, said the third base umpire. Scott Berry to win the inning. Adrian standing at home plate. Hairston, though, goes yard. His second of the season. Padres trying to crawl back. Phillies come up bottom of the fifth, 7-3. 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Chris Coast has doubled twice, including a 2-run double in the first. Perdomo pours in a strike. First 2 extra base hits of the season for Chris Coast. The 2-1 pitch. That's outside. They ask for the appeal. No go. 3 balls and a strike. Looking at the replay between innings, it did look like Adrian did go on that check swing that ended the top of the frame. Grounded to third. And Kuzminov. And Adrian has to stretch into foul ground but keeps his foot on the base. 1 out. Here is the final swing. Watch Adrian try to check.
And you know, quite frankly, I thought he went. And the reason being, his bat squared up to the infield. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if in fact the ball did make contact with his bat, the ball would have gone into fair territory.
It was a good call by the third base umpire, Scott Berry.
I think so too.
Live and from our angle, I had my doubts, but looking at it on replay, yeah, he went.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I would have loved to see the 3-run shot right there, but got to call him as you see him, right?
Absolutely. Here's strike call on Hamels. Hamels has actually swung the bat pretty well tonight. Flied to center twice. Two balls and a strike. Hamels fouls it up the first base line. Cole Hamels did not pitch in his junior year at Rancho Bernardo High School. He broke the humerus bone in his left arm.
I remember hearing about that. Chopped
up the first base line. It goes just foul.
That reminds me of the story of Billy Wagner. I remember Billy Wagner, when he was with the Astros, talked to him a little bit. He was a right-hander as a youngster.
Really?
When he turned 8, he said he was at his grandmother's house. He was playing outside, fell and broke his arm, his right arm. So what did he do as a kid? He started throwing with your other one. Became a left-handed pitcher.
Started throwing 100 eventually with that left.
Exactly.
Cut off by Eckstein. 2 ground ball outs. Yeah, you can win your share of $100,000 Monday nights. Now through April 20th. Go to SaquonCasino.com. Top of the order, Perdomo faces Jimmy Rollins. Rollins led off the first with a base hit and scored in the inning. Since then, he's grounded out and fouled out to the third baseman Kuzminoff. Perdomo gets it to a ball and a strike. Down the left field line. Long run for Headley, but it's going to slice foul and land foul by about 4 or 5 feet. That's the kind of ball earlier in the game for the Phillies that was landed on the chalk or landing fair by a few inches. All the Padre runs tonight have come via the long ball. A solo shot from Luis Rodriguez and a 2-run homer from Scott Hairston. Phillies scored 5 in the first, 3 on an Utley home run. The only time the Phillies have gone in order in this game was the second. Perdomo flirting with that here. His 2-2 to Rollins broke his bat and popped up to the third base bag, and Kuzminoff in foul territory. Perdomo has a 3-up, 3-down frame, and at the end of 5, it's 7-3 Philadelphia.
Hey kids, Sunday, April 26th. Watch us take on the Pirates at 105 and get your own Padres 1969 pennant.
Ethan Deed, all kids 14 and younger. A Padres 69 pennant is theirs. Presented by North Island Credit Union. You get your tickets online at Padres.com. Headley hacks it foul. We're into the top of the 6th from Philadelphia. Game 1 of this 4-game series. Well, Hamels was ready to pitch. Headley backed out. The plate umpire didn't look like he had given him time.
Should have threw the pitch.
Yeah, I think Hamels would have gotten the call had he thrown it homeward. And a swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Jammed him, and it's fouled back.
I know it's easy shitting from up here, but Chase Headley should be ahead in the count 2-0. First pitch was a ball down near the dirt, swung over it, and that pitch up around the chin, fouling it back. Now he's going to really have to protect.
Grounded out to third in the second. It took a good play by Phillies to retire him in that particular frame. Then he singled sharply to center in the 4th. Cues this foul up the first base line. A 4-hit game last night in New York. He knocked in 3 in the 6-5 Padres victory. Second 4-hit game in his career. Lines it. Caught by the shortstop Jimmy Rollins. Headley hit another one right on the nose, but Rollins climbed the ladder for the first out.
Boy, don't change a thing, huh? A nice swing, turns on that nicely, and Rollins. Highway robbery. Somebody call the cops. It's for the cops.
Waving a miss by Kuzminov. Chase Headley, 4 for 4 last night.
Yep.
Could very easily be 7 for his last 7 right now.
I know. Unbelievable. Great play made in the second by Phillies. That play by Rollins.
Floated towards the middle, and Utley tried to catch it at the shoe tops, but it bounces past. And a base hit for Kuzminov. It's kind of a funny looking play.
It was. And I'm not sure whether Utley was confused that Rollins may have had a chance at this. Well, he was clearly in front of it in time, or to the baseball, before Rollins had a chance to get to it.
Nick Hundley 0 for 1 with a walk, takes a strike. Quickly 0-2. Down and away to Hundley, a ball and 2 strikes. Nick lined to center in the second. Then the walk came leading off the 5th. Had a good takeout slide in that inning that kept the frame alive, and with 2 outs, Hairston hit a 2-run home run. That's hit deep.
Wow.
Left field and gone. The Padres down 7-1 at one point, make it 7-5.
2-run shot.
First of the season for Nick Hundley, and the Padres hit their 3rd home run of the game.
1-2, and he tried to sneak a little piece of cheese by the rat, and he will have no part of that. As Nick Hundley turns on that one, put a notch into shillelagh for Nick Hundley. Swing it, kid.
Rodriguez lays down a bunt coming towards the line, barehanded by Hamels, who flips on to first. RBIs 3 and 4 on the year for Hundley.
You know, that's not a bad idea by Rodriguez, trying to lay down that bunt, get on base, and then you got a
Pinch hitter coming up.
Yeah.
Edgar Gonzalez will pinch hit. So Perdomo goes an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Did not allow a hit. Slow roller to second. Utley up with it. Padres keep chipping away. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2-run home run from Hundley. Midpoint of the 5th now. Hey, Padres fans, are you looking for a great deal? With Coca-Cola Value Weekends, you can get an upper reserve ticket, a hot dog, and a Coke, all for only $12 for any Friday through Sunday regular season home game. Get your tickets early and save at Padres.com. He's got the jersey on top of the outfit there. I guess he's got the chicken hat there in his hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Perdomo held them, and now the 3rd Padres pitcher of the night is Luke Gregerson.
Good job by Perdomo, and a great opportunity for Luke Gregerson to hold the Phillies and possibly get a win out of this. kind of struggled the other night in New York when he threw 10 balls in a row.
But had a scoreless inning prior to that.
Right, and a chance for him to bounce back.
And he'll have to face the heart of the order, the 2, 3, and 4 men for the Phillies in the 6. 7-5 Philadelphia. Condrey up for the Phillies. Victorino leading off. 2 hits, both singles, a run scored, and a couple of stolen bases tonight for Victorino, his first 2 of the year. Kuzminov playing it on the grass. There's a strike call. Phillies led 5-0 after an inning. Padres got on the board in the 3rd on a solo homer from Luis Rodriguez. Phillies went up 6-1, 7-1. Now this bounced out to Eckstein. 1 out. Big crowd here on a Friday night. Almost 45,000. The paid attendance 44984. Not many empty seats out there.
No. I like this ball yard. I like coming here. I like doing games here. Great view of the field.
Utley takes a strike. Utley with a 3-run bomb in the 1st. They got the Phillies going.
This is a better booth than New York. Tell you that right now.
I'll concur with you. It's like they actually planned that they would have telecast and media here in this ballpark. 2 balls and a strike. You know, you look at Howard, who's won an MVP, and Rollins. If somebody else different on this Phillies team is going to win one, here's my nominee right here. Hits this one to left. Headley pulls up and makes the catch. 2 away. Gregerson retires the first 2 in the Phil's 6th, then will face Ryan Howard with the bases empty. Howard's 3 previous at-bats all came against the starter Chris Young. Howard fanned his first 2 times, then doubled in a run in the 4th, hitting it right on the foul line in right. That was the last batter that CY faced.
Remember that game in New York when we were talking about Gregerson couldn't throw a strike, 10 straight balls? It was a cold night, and Luke Gregerson does not throw a straight baseball. You know, he throws a 2-seamer, it runs all over the place. So when you have those 2 combinations, maybe he just didn't have quite a good feel on the baseball. Maybe that led to the wildness.
Well, he said after the game, I just lost my release point.
Really?
Just couldn't find it. And he called it an aberration. He said, you know, that doesn't happen often, but just lost the release point. Pulled foul by Howard. 2-2. Got him. Gregerson retires the side in order. The bullpen looking sharp so far tonight for San Diego. And the top of the order is coming up. If you're traveling and can't watch your Padres on Channel 4 San Diego, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.TV, the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. And catch those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Padres.com, where baseball is always on. Clay Condrey takes over for Hamels.
Clay Condrey, fastball cutter, change and a slider. High 80s, low 90s on the sinker. Throws it quite a bit. Tries to keep it down in the zone. First pitch slider there.
Hairston bunts it. Low throw, but out. And Scott, who had doubled and hit a 2-run homer. The first down to the 7th. So you saw Hairston's approach really change with the lefty out of the game and the right-hander Condrey in there.
That's not a bad idea also.
No, not at all.
Trying to sneak attack, little bunt down the third base line.
Strike on the inside edge to Eckstein. Condrey ahead 0-2.
Well, David Eckstein didn't like that call. That pitch was up.
Eck's fired up there.
Yeah.
Doing his best not to show the umpire up, but he's hot.
Well, you know, that changes the at-bat. Rather than 1-1, you're 0-2. Now he has to really protect. That's a tough pitch to lay off there with 2 strikes. That slider off the plate.
2-2. Right back up the middle, and a base hit for Eckstein, his second tonight. Will get the tying run to the plate.
That's a perfect example of a guy not worrying about a call getting to him and really battling to stay alive.
Charlie Manuel coming out. Does he have the hook for the former Padre Condrey? He does indeed.
Bringing a lefty to face Giles.
Pitching change brought to you by San Diego Davidson, where we are always country first. Scott Air coming in for Philadelphia. Pitching profile presented by Mission Federal Credit Union, offering a full range of loan and deposit products. Membership is open to all who live, work, or go to school in San Diego County. And the new pitcher, Scott Air.
Charlie Manuel going with lefty on lefty. After Giles, you've got Adrian Gonzalez. And you see the numbers in the short time this year for Scott Air. Fastball, slider, change, and a curve. High 80s, low 90s, always from the stretch. Sometimes control can be an issue, but Scott Air was pretty solid last year in 08. Just tries to mix it up, not overpowering.
Padres were down 7-1 after 4 innings tonight. It's been almost 3 years since they've been able to come back from down that far in a game. They have the tying run at the plate here in the 7th. Brian Giles 1 for 3 with a single in his last at bat, which came on a little excuse me swing, a check swing. The ball found the bat and it dropped in down the left field line. 2-0. Besides the base hit, he has flied to center and grounded to second. Off the outside corner, 3-0. Takes a strike. Scott Air, a 36-year-old. Veteran gets the call on the outside edge.
That pitch wasn't called earlier in the game for a strike.
Full count.
You got to think left field here. Air's been consistently keeping the ball away.
Pulled to first. Howard. Rollins back to Howard. Safe. It came within a hair of turning an inning-ending double play there.
Brian Giles can scoot down the line, making this one close. Very close, very safe. And you know what? I had to check the notes a couple times. Phillies have only turned one double play this year.
You're correct. Which is astounding for their defense.
Yeah, I know. One double play.
So now it's Gonzalez. Air falls behind Adrian.
Last year, the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen was second in Major League Baseball with a 3.19 ERA. They were nails. And if you forgot, there was a guy by the name of Brad Lidge who was 48 for 48 in save opportunities, including the postseason last year. That's just not nails. That's galvanized nails. No rusting there.
Strike call.
Finishing nails, right?
You can't duplicate that.
No.
You got to have a lot of luck besides being really, really good all year.
Absolutely.
2-2 pitch. Padres again with the tying run at the plate.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm going to ask the Philly faithful here. Game 7 or game whatever, 5, the World Series when they won it. Lidge started the 9th here, right?
Correct.
Did he lead off double?
Well, the tying run was at second.
The tying run was at second.
Just missed there.
We'll have to check up on that.
The second out was a sinking liner to right that had it dropped in would have easily tied the game.
Right.
And then the strikeout ended.
Yeah, because for some reason I think it was either with nobody out or with one out.
There is the closer, Brad Lidge. Runner goes, and Adrian fans to end the inning. A hit, a man left on. The Padres have now stranded 5, and it's 7th inning stretch time at Philadelphia. Hey kids, be a part of the coolest team in town. Join the U.S. Bank Junior Padres. For only $10, kids 14 and younger receive a Padres wristwatch and Collector 10, an invitation to Field Day, and the chance to earn additional rewards for game attendance. Visit Padres.com for more information. Harry Callis, you were the man. There's Mike Schmidt, Michael Jack Schmidt. I just had a video of Harry Callis on the video board during the 7th inning stretch. Clay Meredith into the game, by the way, for San Diego. Their 4th pitcher. Raul Ibanez has scored twice, walked twice, and tripled, officially 1 for 1. Towards the hole. Diving attempt by Eckstein, but into right field. And Ibanez has his second base hit.
Good pitch by Meredith getting the grounder, and I'll bet you if you ask David Eckstein, sure he had to dive for it, try to stop it. He's thinking, gosh, maybe you should have had that one. I think he just indicated to the pitcher there, hey, patting himself on the chest, hey, my bad. That's one that he should have had.
The 10th Phillies hit. Jason Worth looks at a strike.
You know, strike one is such an important pitch. We all know that for any pitcher, but especially Clay Meredith with that nasty sinker he's got. There you go.
Seven runs, 10 hits for the Phillies. 5 runs, 9 hits for the Padres. Reaching, he got it off the end of the bat. North flying to right in the first, popped out in the third, and walked in the fourth. Padres been trying to dig out of the early hole all night. 5 runs in the first for the Phillies. Double play ball. Rodriguez, Eckstein, Gonzalez. At San Diego, their 13th double play turned this season. 2 outs.
Well, nobody feels better than David Eckstein, and sure Clay Meredith is a happy boy after rolling that double play after the leadoff single. Gotta love that.
Base is empty for Phillies.
Well, we got the answer on that 9th inning, Game 5 of the World Series last year. Brad Lidge gave up a leadoff single to Dioner Navarro. Pinch ran by Perez. Perez stole second base. Zobrist is the guy who lined out.
Zobrist hit a P.
Right. And then he struck out Hinsky
to end the series.
Yep.
Back to the mound. It gets through, though, and into center field. Meredith took a stab at it, but Feliz with his second hit.
Well, the common thing here in this inning, Clay Meredith, he's getting grounders. He jams Pedro Feliz just out of the reach of Clay, but there's nothing you can do there. You've got no power over where the ball is being hit.
Coast doubled in 2 as part of the 5-run first. Doubled in the third and grounded out in the 5th. Takes a strike on the inside corner. Back to Meredith. A long underhand toss. 2 hits, a double play, a man left on at the end of 7 from Philadelphia. Phillies 7, Padres 5. Win your share of $100,000 Monday nights. Now through April 20th. Go to SequanCasino.com. Top of the 8th inning from Philadelphia. 7-5 Phillies. And in for the Phils, Ryan Matson.
Time for the setup guy. Your 8th inning guy, if you're a fighting Phils fan, is Ryan Matson. Tall right-hander, a fastball, cutter, a change, and a curve. Mostly relying on that fastball. That's anywhere from 92 to 97. Also, what's nasty about Madsen is that cutter. It rides into the left-handers, in on the fists, and that's like at 90, 92.
Headley, Kuzminoff, and Hundley, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. And Headley rips it into right for a leadoff hit. Chase Headley 2 for 4 tonight. He could easily have his second straight 4-hit game, though.
My goodness.
Is anybody swinging it better than Chase Headley right now?
You know, when we were getting our bags last night, the hotel, I think I saw a box of Wheaties fall out of his carry-on bag.
He's been eating them.
My gosh, he's swinging the hot shillelagh. He could be 8 for 8.
Easily.
Easily.
He got robbed by Phillies in the second on a hot shot ground ball, then lined out to Jimmy Rollins, the shortstop, in the 6th, who had to climb the ladder to catch it. That's fouled
right
off the
grill.
catcher Coast. Who's singled and scored in the 6th. Under the hands of Kuzminoff.
Well, just discovered that Ryan Madsen will not be afraid to throw that changeup that he throws to right-handed hitters.
Down the left field side, deep but foul. Almost up into the third tank, as you call it up there.
Yep. Well, you might see another changeup here. Oh, heater.
96 down and away.
Fastball away. Take it to right, Kuz. Nice approach by Kevin, because he's not going to take a 96-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner down the left field line. Change up.
Cued up the first base line. Howard takes a look at second, but elects to step on the bag at first.
You ain't kidding. That was cued. That was right off the end of the bat. That's a changeup. He was thinking it was a fastball. You start your swing, and the ball's not all the way there yet.
Hundley advances. 1 out. Nick Hundley coming up. Nick went deep in his last at bat, hit it out to left. His first home run of the year. Could not check and went all the way around. 0-1. Nick gets under it. Out to left field, and Ibanez trotting in.
He just missed that one. He just missed that one. A little bit more on top of that baseball, and it would have been a 2-run shot. Ball coming right back over the heart of the plate, and oh yeah, Nick says just got under it.
Luis Rodriguez hit his first home run of the year tonight. That was in the 3rd for the first San Diego run.
Be pretty cool if he homered from both sides of the plate tonight, huh?
Be a great spot. 7-5 Phillies, top of the 8th. You know, even a base hit to get a 2-out run here would be big.
Yep. Because if it stays like this, you know who you're going to be facing next inning.
1 run down to Lidge is tough enough. 2 runs down.
Yep. But you know what? What song did Harry Callis sing in between innings on the big jumbotron?
Takes high hopes.
High hopes. What did that ant do to that rubber tree plant?
He moved that thing.
That's right, and that was awesome to see Harry. It must have been emceeing an event because it was like in a tent, and the band was behind him. That was awesome. That was really, really cool.
Crowd really responded to that, as they have to so many of the elements, the video elements of Harry and audio that they've played here tonight. Three and 1. On the high outside parts.
Not a good call. And the reason why I say it is because he hasn't called that all night.
Full count with 2 outs. Went off speed and walked him. Jody Garrett will pinch hit for the pitcher Meredith. Rich Doobie, the pitching coach, to the mound. Hamels went 6 for the Phillies, 5 earned runs, 8 hits, a walk and 4 Ks.
With 2 outs here and the coach having a chat with the pitcher, this has got to be a scouting report with Jody Garrett coming off the bench. Left-handed hitter, Rich Doobie, just kind of going over a little refresher course with he and his catcher.
Jody went 4 for 10 in the Mets series with a homer and 2 RBIs. We know when the home run came. It's the first ever batter at Citi Field. Garrett pinch hitting. 2 on, 2 outs with the Padres down 2 in the top of the 8th. Ground ball right side, it's through. Headley headed home. Worth makes a throw to the plate, safe. It's a 1-run game. The tying run, Rodriguez over to third. Garrett jumped on the first pitch, single to right, and it is 7-6.
Clutch. No, Madison pretty much knew that if he gets a first pitch fastball, let's see if it's a fastball. You know, that almost looks like a changeup. I'm guessing that might be a changeup. And Jody may have been sitting changeup. But because Madison throws quite a few of those pitches.
Each team now with 11 hits. Top of the order is Scott Hairston, who's doubled, hit a 2-run homer. 2 out of 4. Line! Fair ball! Into the corner! Rodriguez scores to tie it. Here comes Garrett. He's going to try to score. The relay by Rollins, not in time. Scott Hairston Hairston delivers a 2-run double, and the Padres have come all the way back and lead this game 8-7. Third hit of the game for Scott Hairston.
Padre hitters all over Madsen, and that looked like it was some type of off-speed pitch out in front of it. Padre hitters very aggressive against Madsen, and that's a good sign. They don't want to get in a hole. Jody Garrett swinging at the first pitch. Scott Hairston swinging early. Wow.
A 4 RBI night for Hairston, giving him 9 on the season. Eckstein fouls it back.
You know what? This is, and I know this is going to sound so cliche, but you know what? We have not seen any giving up on this team. Being down and fighting back and scrapping back. Last year, if this team was down 7-1, 7-0. Good night, everybody. I'm telling you.
Now the Padres have scored 7 unanswered runs. Rolled out to third. Phillies. The Padres scored 3 in the 8th. On 3 hits. It's a new game in Philadelphia. Big Sure, stay tuned for the postgame show immediately following the game right here on Channel 4 San Diego. John Weisbarth and Bob Scanlon handling the postgame duties tonight. Scott Hairston. 3 hits tonight, all for extra bases, a homer and 4 RBIs. Now, can the Padres bullpen continue what they have started? And Duaner Sanchez enters the contest.
Oh, what an unbelievable game. That's why you should always stay tuned as Duaner Sanchez comes back in to try to get back up on that horse. He pitched an inning in New York last night. 2 hits, a couple of runs, and a walk. Get right back out there and throw up a bagel.
Gave up a 2-run homer to Ramon Castro last night. Came in with a 3-run lead, left with a 1-run lead, and Bell closed it out. Greg Dobbs pinch hitting. 9-1 and 2 hitters. First pitch fouled straight back. Pod's pen has been terrific to this point. 3 1/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed by the Padres bullpen in relief for Chris Young, who went 3 2/3. Into left center field. Headley cuts it off, but it's a leadoff pinch hit single for Dobbs.
Well, it seems like the changeup has been the pitch of the inning, huh? Ryan Matz, some changeups being hit. Changeup out of the hand of Duaner Sanchez being served in the left center field for a base knock.
Top of the Phillies order, Jimmy Rollins. He singled in the first and scored. Bunt laid down. Kuzminoff. Eckstein covering and to stretch into foul territory. There was a moment there where Sanchez just about got in Kuz's way, but it's a 5-4 sacrifice, sending Dobbs the tying run down to second.
Well, the main thing here is just to get it out and get out of the way. As you can see, Sanchez clearing the way for Kuzminoff.
Victorino 2 for 4. Couple of singles, couple of runs scored, couple of steals. Ball 1. Brad Lidge is heating up for the Phillies. Down the left field side. Cutting across, Rodriguez in foul ground makes the catch. 2 outs.
We always talk about shortstops having range to the right or left. With that high pop fly, long run for Headley. Kuzmanov, a bad angle. And I'm not saying he's taking a bad angle. It's just a bad angle for any third baseman because you got to go straight back. So Rodriguez, good range to that foul line.
Chase Utley blasted a 3-run homer in the first. Eight-7 Padres, 2 outs, tying run at second, last of the 8th. Ball 1 is outside from Sanchez. Base hit left field. Headley charges. Here comes Dobbs around third. Throw to the plate. He is out and home. Headley guns down Dobbs to end the inning. Chase Headley comes up throwing. Hundley takes the hop. Applies the tag. It stays 8-7 San Diego. This game goes into the top of the 9th inning. 8-7 San Diego. The base hit. And here comes the throw from Headley. Hundley tags Dobbs. Great look here. Into the inning.
Great job all the way around. Headley coming right up firing. Secondly, Hundley on the short hop up the line, third baseline. Now he's got to concentrate, A, blocking the plate, worrying about the runner, and catching the baseball, and he did all 3 of that just nicely. And Ted Simmons have probably got his big smile on his face.
Headley due up third in the inning. It's Giles leading off, and Brad Lidge. Hit down the line and right. Will it stay fair? No. Foul ball. Not a safe situation for Lidge, obviously, but he's got 3 on the year.
Talked about it last year. What a great year for Lidge. He was perfect, 48 for 48. Brian Giles trying to jump all over that fastball. Basically fastball slider pitcher. Fastball about 92 to 96, and a hard slider, mid-80s. Nice tilt on it.
Down to the dirt. I don't know how this game's going to come out, but it's been a blast to this point. Great pictures, great atmosphere. The 1-2 pitch to Giles. Padres baseball on Channel 4. Our executive producer Craig Nichols, producer Ed Barnes, director Tom Satursky, Chiron Bob Weresdorfer handling our graphics in the truck. And our great crew here in Philadelphia. That's pulled foul past first. What a game we've had. 5 in the first for the Phillies. Padres got on the board 1 in the 3rd. Solo shot from Luis Rodriguez, but the Phillies 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, led 7-1. Since then, 7 unanswered from the Padres.
How about Chase Headley?
Check. And a foul at the plate that hit Giles in the box.
Remember that ball that was ruled a triple?
Ball hit by Ibanez in the 3rd.
That, you know, he drifted back to the warning track and it bounced on the track and it looked like a very makeable play. He just didn't play it all that well. I mean, how tough is it for a young player, you know, first of all, to erase that from your mind because you got a lot of baseball left, and he has been a big impact on this game.
That's into left center and down for a base hit. Almost took a funny bounce on Victorino, but he reached back, stayed with it, and keeps Brian Giles to a leadoff 9th inning single.
First baseman Gonzalez.
Well, the top 3 in this Padres order have done a great job as Brian Giles fights his way on base after fouling off a nice pitch from Lidge. 7 hits combined for hitters 1, 2, 3 tonight. I'm sorry, Mark. 7 for 15.
Wow.
1 through 3 tonight.
Production.
Yep.
Adrian 0 for 4. His flight out, grounded out, and fanned twice. On the outer half. Each team with 13 hits. Foul tip.
Remember that point I made in the pregame show about crooked numbers when we were on that subject, on how the number 13, as far as at least getting 13 base runners and taking your chances. Well, the Padres have had 15. They've included 2 walks along with those 13 hits.
Adrian takes up high, 2-2. And after starting the season at home against the Dodgers and Giants and playing at Citi Field, arguably Petco Park, Citi Field, pitchers' parks. But now playing their first series in arguably a very good hitters' park.
No doubt. Even Gwen Stefani would say that.
No question.
No doubt.
Foul back.
I think Adrian just missed a hanging breaking ball. You can see the look on his face. He could have taken that one to the left center field bleachers.
Staying alive at 2-2.
I had a conversation with Adrian today. He does not use an ash bat. He does not use a maple bat. You want to take a guess, Neely?
Well, I was there with your conversation. Remember? Birch?
It's birch.
Yeah.
It's a company named Trinity. He says it's not as hard as maple, and it kind of has a little bit more of a whip action to it. A little bit more give. You know, kind of like a shaft on a golf club. And he says he likes the feel of that.
I was like you, though. I had never heard of a birch bat.
I haven't either. I've got birch trees in my front yard.
3-2 pitch from Lidge, and that's lined into right for a base hit. Giles going to take the turn, now stop, as Worth fires a strike to the cutoff man Rollins, and the first 2 are on in the Padres' 9th.
Brian Giles, fouled off some good pitches to stay alive. He singled. Brad Lidge threw some good pitches to Adrian. He stayed alive, and he took advantage of that hanging slider.
Adrian, the last one to join the hit parade tonight. When you throw out the 9 spot occupied by the pitcher or the pinch hitters, he was the last one of the hitting 8 without a hit. Now here's Chase, who could easily be 4 for 4 tonight after a legit 4 for 4 last night in New York. 0-1. 27 combined base hits, which I guess at Citizens Bank Park, maybe no surprise. Headley has a couple of singles, but robbed in the second by the third baseman Phillies and hit a liner to short that Rollins caught in the 6th. That's up high. Of the 14 hits for the Padres, though, Mud, 11 have come in the last 4 innings.
That's a great sign.
Way high.
You know what else is nice? Look at my scorecard. Home runs, 3 of them tonight. 1 in the leadoff spot, and then the bottom of the order, Hundley and Rodriguez, the 7-8 spot.
Yeah, up and down the order.
Yep.
Contributions. Breaking ball strike to Headley takes it to 2-2. 2 on, nobody out. Gets by Utley and into right. They're going to hold up Giles at third, and the bases are loaded. The 3rd hit of the game for Chase Headley, who continues to be locked in.
The man's a menace. Unbelievable. This guy is a hit machine. Who popped a quarter in this kid? Slider down. Oh, man. He's been fun to watch, huh? Man. Player of the week?
Well, the guy has not had a bad at bat in, what, 3-4 games now? I'm only slightly exaggerating. Maybe, well, since the strikeout in the 9th on Wednesday night. Rich Doobie visits the mound. Kuzmanov will be the hitter. Career against Lidge. Small sample size, but for Padre fans, good numbers. Lidge out of the wind. Nearly drilled him. Kuz with a single and a run scored in the 6th is 1 for 4. The infield in. He gets jammed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded. Nobody outs. Nobody out. 22 pitches thrown by Lidge so far here in the 9th. 2-1.
Add on, make it hurt, huh? You know, the Phillies, world champions last year. Everybody's out to get them, right? Everybody's out to get them. Try to bury them.
Foul, and Howard can't quite get to it in the coach's box. Kuzmanov broke a bat. You win the ring, you get a target on your chest. But
Absolutely. Absolutely.
second championship in franchise history. 2-2. Shallow down the right field side, and in foul ground, caught by Ryan Howard. He throws to the plate. The runners will hold as it's blocked by Coast. One out.
There was nobody covering home plate when that ball bounced off a Coast. Phillies, Lidge, Coast went out towards the mound. I mean, not far enough away, though, for somebody to score, as Ryan Howard gets that rock back into the infield quickly. It bounces out towards the mound, and then watch, Brian Giles thinking about it. It would have been tough.
Nick Hundley. With a 2-run home run to left in the 6th. 0-1. Infielders played in with Kuz at the plate. Now with 1 out, double play depth up the middle. Oh, and 2. But dare I say here, Mud?
I dare you.
Padres come away empty here.
Yeah, you're
Phillies
right.
take some momentum.
You're absolutely right.
Into the bottom of the inning.
You at least have to get, I mean, now, bases loaded, nobody out, you got to get 2. Now with 1 out, you should still be able to get 2 runs.
Blocked up the third base line by Coast. Well, Lidge ahead in the count. You know, he's thinking strikeout or double play ball or something to get him through the inning.
And if he wants to bury that slider in the dirt, there's always a chance of scooting away from Coast.
2 outs. Well, bases loaded, nobody out. Now it's bases loaded, 2 outs.
He buried it, and Chris Coast does a great job of keeping that ball in front of him nicely right into the glove.
And you want to look ahead to the bottom of the ninth. You've got Ryan Howard leading off, then Ibanez and Worth against closer Heath Bell. Ruiz has scored 3 times tonight. And got the Padres on the board with a homer in the 3rd. Two 2-0. Padres trailed 7-1 at the end of 4. They lead 8-7 here in the 9th, and a ground ball to second. Utley, and the Padres miss a big chance to add to the lead. They load the bases with nobody out and fail to score. Heath Bell, Howard, Ibanez, and Worth when we come back. Remember to tune in for tomorrow's pregame show, brought to you by the Honda dealers of San Diego County. Visit your local dealer for the latest offers on all 2009 inventory. 3:45 Pacific time tomorrow. And Sean Hill against Brett Myers in game 2 of this series. 1-run game, last of the 9th. Here's Heath Bell.
Heath Bell has had some tough save opportunities, huh? and he has been perfect. 5 for 5. He pitched in New York last night. He K'd Carlos Delgado. It was 2-3-4 the Mets lineup. He's got a lot of work to do here in the ninth with Howard, Ibanez, and Worth.
Those are the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And here we go into the bottom of the ninth. Phillies scored 5 in the first, led 7-1 at the end of 4. The Padres 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 8th, and now lead at 8-7. Bottom of the ninth. Howard leading off. He doubled in a run in the 4th and is 1 for 4.
First pitch curveball from Heath Bell, but it's not an ordinary curveball. It's a hard curveball.
Foul down the left field side, 0-2.
Back-to-back breakers.
Career against Bell, 7 at bats. Goes to the heat. It misses high. Way outside. Evens it at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Howard leading off the bottom of the ninth. Ibanez on deck.
You know, for as much as Ryan Howard scares you, that guy scares me too.
Ibanez has 3 homers already this year.
Yeah.
The 2-2. From 0-2 to 3-2. $44,984, the paid crowd tonight. Goes to the breaking ball and it's fouled back.
All of his breaking balls have been for strikes. The fastballs he has thrown this at bat well out of the strike zone.
Breaking ball had a lot of the plate.
Yep. Boy, that base is loaded, nobody out, not scoring hurts. Breaking ball. Oh,
got him. The strikeout of Howard went with the hard stuff.
Hey, when it's this late, bring on the hard stuff, right? Fastball down, but this one actually goes up the ladder.
So much for keeping it down.
Yeah, well, that's what that's the beauty of having a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. You miss with a location like that, chances are, well, I should say, at times you will get away with it.
Fastball strike to Ibanez. Couple of runs scored, couple of hits, couple of walks for Raul Ibanez. In fact, Padres pitching is yet to get this guy out tonight. On the corner.
Thank you.
At 94, 1-2.
Once again, we did not see this pitch being called a strike early in the game. Heads up.
Rip foul. A 1-2 from Heath Bell. Raul Ibanez. The average baseball fan may not know just how good a career and a player this guy is.
He's a great sign, as I mentioned earlier in the telecast. Bury a curveball here.
Why not?
The thing is, though, he's been late on the fastball. It's got to be well out of the zone.
Went with it, but it was up and a bit in.
Well, let's peek in and see what Nick Hundley is thinking here with 2 strikes. Come on. Curveball. Down here.
Two and two on Raul Ibanez. 1 out, bases empty in the Phillies' ninth. 8-7 San Diego.
Fastball in. Fastball away.
Well, they went full on Howard. Now it's gone full on Ibanez. Jason Worth, the on-deck man.
And the reason why I like fastball in is because he throws so hard. He's been late on the fastball away. Curveball there. Be tough to really get that head out on a fastball in.
Up the middle and into center field, a base hit. Long run. Hairston coming in to cut it off. And Ibanez singles the tying run on. Winning run will come to the plate. And Jason Worth. That was a 9-pitch at bat for Ibanez, who the Padres still haven't gotten out in this game. 3 for 3 with 2 walks. And here's Jason Worth. Fastball, strike 1. 3 career at bats against Heath Bell. Busted him in. 0-2.
Once again, it's a case of missing out of the zone. I mean, that's down the heart of the plate, right across the Phillies on your chest. Now you try to throw that 88 past Jason Worth. The Phillies are hopping and hooting and hollering on the field right about now. Not against Heath Bell, though. Yeah.
Up high with the fastball. Bell already working on 20 pitches here in the 9th.
Fastball away. And I'm just guessing. This is where the fastball in, I think, comes into play, I should say. Okay, a fastball away at 95, 96. Guy's late. Now imagine that fastball 17 more inches on the inner half of the plate. He's got to get the bat head from up top out in front quicker than just going on the outer side of the outer part of the plate.
If he's late, that ball can go into right.
Right. Heater away.
95 miles per hour.
Signs from the bench. Curveball. Oh. She kind of worked underneath that one, and you watch his arm angle. His elbow kind of dropped and worked around the baseball rather than staying on top of it and getting that good bite. Watch the right elbow, kind of a little bit working around it, just a tad, and that's all it takes.
Out into shallow right goes Eckstein. Giles calls him off and makes the catch. 2 gone.
Perfect example of what I'm talking about. This fastball missed, but look where he misses. That's inner third, and Jason Worth can't get to it. It was tough for him to get to it, and he popped it up.
Matt Stairs comes off the bench to pinch hit for the Phillies.
He's got one thing in mind right here.
Ending the game.
Yep.
One of the biggest pinch hit home runs in Phillies history. He hit against the Dodgers in the NLCS. First pitch breaking ball is high. Eight-7 Padres, 2 outs. Last of the 9th in the opener of this 4-game series from Philadelphia. Stairs batting for Phillies, takes ball 2. Got a right-handed hitter, Coast, on deck. We go back to the curveball. Three and 0. They're pitching around him here, even though they.
You know what? As you look at this at bat and the way it's going, you've got the Crash Davis of the minor leagues, catcher Chris Coast on deck. I think Heath Bell would feel much more comfortable pitching to Chris Coast, maybe, being a right-handed hitter.
Well, what's left on the bench now that they've used Dobbs and Stairs? They have no other lefties. They got Bruntlett, Miguel Cairo, and the other catcher Marson. So no other lefties left.
Oh, thank you.
3 and 2.
And I don't think it was a pitch around to up to this point. I just think Heath Bell was missing with his pitches as he gets a call here. Oh my.
Wow, that was up. But now we'll give a running start to Ibanez, who's the tying run at first. Full count, 2 outs in the 9th. The 3-2 from Bell to Stairs. Strike 3! Bell gets Stairs looking, and the Padres come from 7-1 down and win it 8-7. It's deja vu all over again, Mud.
Unbelievable. Is this some kind of nice or what?
You're not kidding, brother.
And you think Stairs was guessing breaking ball? Check this out. Heater. Ball game.
We'll be back to wrap it up. Padres go to 8-3 on the season. They've now won 7 of their last 8, and they take the opener of this 4-game series here in Philadelphia, winning it by a final of 8-7. And catcher Nick Hundley hit a 2-run home run in the 6th. But let me go with what's freshest in your mind. That bottom of the 9th inning, Stairs, last pitch of the game. Do you think he was expecting something other than that heater?
Yeah, I think he might have been looking for the curveball, but fortunately he snuck one by him.
You know what, Nick? You're doing so well behind the plate from so many aspects. Blocking breaking balls in the dirt, calling a good game. But the one thing that sticks out in my mind was that Chase Headley throw to the plate. You got to block the ball, you got to catch the ball, you got to tag the runner. What great concentration.
Yeah, Chase made it easy on me. Nice one-hop throw, and he's usually on target, so that's a play you got to make, and he came up huge.
All right, let's go back. 7-1. You're down going to the top of the 5th inning. What's the atmosphere like in the dugout?
That we're just going to play at 9. You know, we promise ourselves every day that we're going to go and play 9 and go hard, no matter the score. As if we're down 10-0, if we're up 10-0, we're going to keep going, and that's something we promised ourselves, and that's something you can count on from us for the rest of the season.
You hit the 2-run home run, and here comes the throw. You make the tag at the plate, and perfect one-hop throw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a great throw. He can definitely get it on the money, and I mean, crunch time, that was pretty sweet.
It's kind of nice for you also, Nick, to see Chase Headley swinging the bat as we speak about your teammates. Not only the throw he made tonight, but my goodness, the stick that he is swinging lately.
Yeah, I told him today after he lined out to Jimmy Rollins that he could easily have, 10, 11, 12 hits in a row. He's been really swinging it good, and the thing about him is every now and then he gets off to a slow start, but once he gets hot, it's tough to get him out because he's so confident in his abilities. So hopefully he'll keep it going, and we know he will.
Building a winning season, Nick, is about winning games like this. Tell me about the confidence building that a win like this does.
Definitely, we have a lot of confidence coming into a atmosphere like this, against the defending world champions, and coming back and get one from them. Now we got to move on and go be confident again tomorrow.
Nick, thanks so much for the visit. Congrats on the nice night.
Anytime. That was my pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Nick Hundley at his first home run of the year. Called a great game. Great tag at the plate on the throw from Headley. And the Padres win at 8-7. Our final game summary brought to you by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. And yes, it was a 5-run first for the Phillies. They were up 7-1. The Padres come back and score 7 unanswered runs to win it 8-7. Come back from a 7-1 deficit. And as you said, last year, 7-1.
Oh, yeah.
Down early. See you later.
And the top of the order, 1, 2, 3. 3 knocks for Harrison, 2 for Eckstein, 2 for Brian Giles. And then the bottom of the order really making a big difference with the home run from Rodriguez and, of course, the 2-run shot from Nick Hundley.
And Heath Bell now 6 for 6 in save opportunities. And it's not like he's getting these easy opportunities. Got Delgado to end the game last night. He gets Stairs tonight. Stay tuned for postgame next. For Mudd, I'm Mark and our entire crew. Thanks for sharing this one with us. So long.